The next daily discipline I want to discuss is be an industry and local market expert so you can become the trusted advisor for your clients. Why? It's your career. You have to know everything about the real estate industry and your local market. I know that knowledge, when you have knowledge, when you really continue to become an expert, you get more confidence. I firmly believe that many agents are afraid to pick up the phone and make calls to people, even their own database, because they lack the confidence of what am I going to say? There's that issue. That's one of the reasons why people don't make phone calls. Another big issue is, I don't want to bother people. I don't want to call the lead back. I wouldn't want people calling me. Let me just share this idea. I need you to hear me here. If you do some lead generation, which we'll be talking about in this course, and somebody fills a form out or contacts you and wants information on a property, they want to talk to you. So it's mindset. You've got to change your mind about this. And this big piece in this lesson is when you are knowledgeable, you will have more confidence. It's going to give you that great feeling that you know what to say. You can answer people's questions. It's conversation starters. Now, if you're new and listening to this, a common challenge new agents have is, I need to keep on working. I mentioned it earlier. I've got to get ready, and I'm not going to talk to anybody until I absolutely know everything and I'm confident about real estate. I want to give you a simple script right now. If you ever, I taught this, I used it personally because some great trainer shared this with me and I've passed it on over the years. So if you get into a situation with a client or lead or potential client, and they ask you a question that you don't know the answer to, don't let this stop you from having conversations with people. This is what you're going to say. You know, Johnny, that is a great question, and things change so much in our industry. I want to make sure I get the right information. So I'm going to do a little research or whatever the situation is. I'm going to contact my broker just to make sure I can get that right answer for you, and I'll get right back to you on it. Okay? Use a script like that. You know what? That's a great question. I just want to verify I have the right information, and I'll get right back to you. Now, you need to go get the information and get it back to them. So don't let all these roadblocks stop you from picking up the phone and connecting with people. That is what we do in the real estate business. So being that industry expert, being a local market expert, not only is it going to help you with conversations and having confidence, it's going to help you become a content creator. It makes it easier to record videos and do blog posts and post things on social media. The bottom line, you will become the go-to trusted advisor when you are knowledgeable about all facets of the real estate industry. What do I mean by that? Well, housing stats and trends nationally and locally. You need to know what's happening in the economy, things that are happening in Congress that are impacting our industry, bills that are getting passed, things on the state level, and even things in the financial market. You need to be up to speed with news that impacts our industry. The real estate process, obviously, transactional issues from A to Z, and real estate laws and regulations. Also, you need to be aware of all the types of transactions that we have, from residential resales to new construction, short sales, foreclosures, real estate owned REOs. You need to be aware of programs that are out there. Currently, there's things like thinktrio.com, easyknock.com. These are programs with lease to own, things that are different parts of the country. You need to check your area. There's always something that's out there that is another very, creative way for people to purchase homes. Are you familiar with the iBuyers and how to work with investors? Do you understand what a 1031 exchange is or probates? I just list these to share with you that these are things you'll come across, and there's a lot more. And don't worry, we're going to go through a lot of these things, and you will learn as you go through your real estate career, and you'll come into contact with a lot of these. But there's a lot to learn. And every day, you'll never stop learning. Every day, you're going to learn something new in this business. I continue to learn things 29 years later. So it's a process. It's all good, and you're just going to keep doing a little of this each day. So let me tell you, how do you work on this a little bit each day and week. So you have to know the inventory for your market area. So daily, after you do all that other daily routine or as part of your practice, after you've done your daily routine, is turn the computer on and go into your local MLS. Every MLS has a area where the information is, the housing stats and so forth. Get into your MLS and search properties, preview listings. If you have new construction, see if you have a program in your area like newhomesourceprofessional.com, which is like a database for new home builders and floor plans. Maybe you have some other tool that you can use in your area, but you just need to preview the inventory. You have to know. Now, regarding housing stats, trends nationally and locally, as I mentioned, study your stats daily in your MLS, but you also should look at whatever your local association of realtors, maybe a state or whatever you may have. Even the National Association of Realtors has national stats that you can get. Go find and get the reports and resources that are available for you so that you can study what are the trends that are happening on a monthly basis. These trends, and here's the thing, you have to study this a little bit so that you understand how to read and interpret the statistics and be able to talk to the average citizen about what it all means to them, all right? One recommendation is to check out Keeping Current Matters. This is a third-party resource that you can subscribe to that I find incredibly beneficial to learn about what is happening in the market on a national level with housing trends, things that are impacting the housing industry. Another thing that you can do is you need to go to industry news sites, favorite them or bookmark them, subscribe to them so you can have this information coming to you and you can peruse it and find some downtime to stay on top of what's happening. Now, I'm going to give you a list of some great real estate resources to check out. You certainly don't have to be overcome and overwhelmed by all of these. Just go find the resources that resonate with you and follow them. So we have a couple industry resources with Inman and RAS Media. So you can start there. Realtor.com. If you are a realtor, then use Realtor.com. There is a ton of news and information and consumer information that you can share with your clients. I also like Housing Wire and dsnews.com. These are two sites that really talk about all things, the mortgage industry side of things, the default servicing. You're going to find some great resources that are out there, even on some national channels like CNBC, Business Insider, Bloomberg News, Reuters. Find the real estate areas, the informational resources that are going to work for you that you like. Now, regarding real estate transactions, laws, regulations, of course, experience is always going to be your best teacher. But the training that you get at your company, continuing education classes that you take, trust me, there is certification and designation training for just about every skill set and every niche that you need in the real estate industry. And you'll be able to add those on as you move along in your career. All right, that's it for becoming the industry and local market expert. Join me in the next video for the 5th daily discipline.